Star Wars Battlefront 2 is an amazing Star Wars experience, but of course, just like every other game, there's a list of things we probably all hate. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. And today again, I'm joined by Marcus from Silky Whisperer.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me.
So, here are 10 things Star Wars Battlefront 2 players hate. Death Star Bridge, a place where trolls flock in great numbers. A place where gravity shows its true colors. A place where many an unsuspecting soldier has fallen to their death. Most of you probably already know the place we're referring to. Yes, we're talking about the Death Bridge. Death Bridge can be opened and closed by players. Yeah, you don't have to be a genius to see that's a bad idea. Unless you enjoy losing your temper, we recommend staying away from this place because there's a 90% chance that a troll will be waiting there to drop you into the abyss. It's pretty funny when it happens though, I do have to admit.
Darth Vader's Force Choke. Lord Vader is a fun hero to play with because of his many cool abilities. I don't think anyone doubted that he would make an appearance in Battlefront 2, however he's been changed slightly from the original Battlefront. The ability changes we'll be talking about at the moment is his Force Choke, which now does less damage but allows you to move your victims while strangling them. While not such a big deal in Galactic Assault, Vader becomes a tank in Heroes vs Villains, especially maps with cliffs. Vader can use his ability to move his suffocating victims off cliffs, meaning that when they finally do break free, they'll fall to their deaths. People who usually play as Vader agree that this is a great feature, but their victims are usually less enthusiastic, and they voice their hatred using Vader's own quote as they fall.
The AAT Tank. Cheap, powerful, and scary looking, the CIS's AAT tank is a force to be reckoned with. With its thick armor, missiles, and large cannon, the AAT tank is best described by our favorite Sith Lord. If you're fighting for the Republic and you see one of these vehicles, we recommend giving up all hope and pretend you're still a teenage Jango Fett clone.
Speeder bikes. Just their very names brings up feelings of hatred and anger for most of those who played the original Battlefront. Speeder bikes were a cheap way to kill enemies and, at one point, even teammates. These pesky little contraptions speed around Endor, instantly killing any enemy units who are unlucky enough to be in their path. This vehicle made a return in Battlefront 2 against many players' wishes. To this day, it still speeds around Endor, causing much roadkill and discontent. Unless, of course, you're this Ewok.
Snipers on Crait. Love it or hate it, you can't deny Crait is a sniper heaven. Assault officer and heavy classes cower in the trenches as the specialists fight it out with their long-range rifles. This is quite frustrating for players who aren't too handy as a sharpshooter, because it's almost impossible to get a kill. Nevertheless, every now and then, a regular trooper will have a rush of blood and charge enemy lines hoping to become a Star Wars Rambo. His teammates watch on as he'll get dramatically shot by 5 different enemies in the space of 2 seconds. He didn't even have time to emote.
Unlocking top tier weapons. Yes, we understand how hard DICE have been working to improve this game since its chaotic launch. We understand they probably didn't have the time they needed to fully complete the progression system. We understand that they are still making changes, but seriously, 500 kills to unlock one weapon? Just looking at this number makes some people angry. Ah well, at least once it's unlocked, I'm sure this gun will give me a sense of pride and accomplishment.
Disruption. Of all the things that were going to return to the game, I don't think many people expected disruption. After causing such a commotion in 2015's Battlefront, nobody expected DICE to recreate it. But they did. Replacing the officer's main ability, Disruption will disrupt all enemy weapons within its radius, meaning they won't be able to fire their guns or use their explosives for a few seconds. A handy skill to have, but very, very irritating when you're on the receiving end.
Bossk. Bossk has been reworked in Battlefront 2. He now has a sniper rifle that can be charged up, similar to the pulse cannon, and one-hit most enemies. Playing against him is so difficult because of his abilities, and it makes him annoyingly hard to kill when people are using him correctly. Only recently have players been realizing his full potential, but when you see that ugly green face, it's recommended that you get out of there as fast as you can.
Good pilots. These guys were probably naturals from a young age, probably grew up on Tatooine, and probably at some point have shouted,
"Now this is pod racing."
From the sky they swoop, blasters blazing, leaving you dead on the ground wondering how someone killed you when you were hiding behind cover, had only just spawned, and were nowhere near the action.
No more private matches. When we logged into Battlefront 2 for the first time, one of the things that excited us the most was this little box. This little box meant that we could play with our friends a lot easier. We thought this box meant the end of the stupid no friends are online glitch. I immediately invited a few people from our friends list to my squad and decided to start a private match to test out this new feature. The problem was, there were no private matches. Can you believe it? One of the most used features in the original Battlefront, and they remove it just like that. No more can you boost your self-esteem by 1v1ing random 5-year-olds. I mean, what? I've never done that. Not only does this mean that you can no longer play private battles with your friends, but for us YouTubers, it means filming cinematic skits for you guys is 100 times harder. For us, this is one of the most disappointing features in Battlefront 2. Bring back the private matches.
So there are 10 things players hate in Battlefront 2. We actually made another video just like this one for Marcus's channel with another 10 things players hate. You should go check it out here. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks guys, bye bye.
Boom.
Stay bombastic.